The pursuit of beauty has always been a deeply personal journey. But in the world of Hollywood, where every expression, every angle, and every moment is captured, shared, analyzed, and immortalized, it becomes something far more complex. My name is Carol Bryan, and like many people, I once believed looking beautiful was simply part of the lifestyle expected of anyone working in or even orbiting the entertainment industry. But what happens when this pursuit evolves into a lifelong pressure, one that affects not just how you see yourself, but how the rest of the world defines you? In today's documentary, we explore the emotional experience of beauty in the public eye, not through criticism and not through speculation, but through understanding, compassion, and the undeniable reality that even the brightest stars can feel like they're losing themselves when appearances become a public conversation. What follows isn't a list of mistakes or judgments, but a look at how the expectations placed upon celebrities can become overwhelming, and how their journeys remind us of the weight that comes with fame, aging, and identity in an image-driven culture. The unspoken reality of beauty in fame. Whether someone is a music icon, fashion leader, reality TV personality, or global superstar, the spotlight brings with it a constant stream of commentary, comparison, and expectation, much of it from people they will never meet. The entertainment industry creates an atmosphere where youth is equated with success and visibility, and this belief can push even the most confident individuals into choices that feel necessary simply to stay relevant. Public figures often face pressure from producers, agents, brands, and even fans who become accustomed to seeing them look a certain way and are quick to point out any physical change. When millions of eyes are always watching, every wrinkle becomes newsworthy, every natural shift in appearance becomes a headline, and every photograph becomes an invitation for public critique. The result is a cycle where maintaining a youthful appearance becomes almost inseparable from maintaining a career. It's not vanity, it's survival in an industry that too often equates worthiness with perfection and visibility with flawlessness, leaving celebrities vulnerable to insecurities that ordinary people experience privately. Donatella Versace, a legacy shaped by fashion and public perception. Donatella Versace has spent decades at the center of the fashion world, carrying the weight of a global brand and the legacy of her brother, Gianni Versace, whose creative genius set the foundation for one of the biggest fashion houses in history. When Donatella stepped into leadership during the late 1990s, she not only took on enormous professional responsibility, but also inherited a level of public attention few could prepare for. Her appearance became a frequent subject of media fascination, often overshadowing her achievements as an executive, designer, and creative force. Throughout the years, her look became a point of conversation in tabloids and entertainment news, regardless of whether she addressed it. But Donatella herself has spoken openly about beauty, self-expression, and the role confidence plays in her life. She has described fashion as a form of armor, something that allows her to project strength, even in difficult moments. Whether people admired her bold style or questioned her evolving appearance, Donatella remained a symbol of resilience in an industry built on constant reinvention. Her story is less about speculation and more about the reality that living in a creative spotlight means facing scrutiny that can follow someone for decades. Simon Cowell, when self-image meets global recognition. Simon Cowell, known worldwide for his sharp critiques and even sharper business instincts, built a career on discovering talent and shaping the sound of modern pop culture. But as he became one of the most recognizable faces on television, the pressures of appearing on screen year after year became difficult to ignore. Simon has spoken candidly about experimenting with aesthetic treatments and the lessons he learned along the way. In interviews, he shared that feedback from his own family made him reconsider his choices, inspiring him to step back and embrace a more natural approach. His honesty about regret and self-reflection resonated with people because it revealed that even someone known for his confidence can feel vulnerable under the spotlight. Simon's journey shows that the world of entertainment can influence personal decisions in profound ways, and that reevaluating those choices is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of growth. By discussing his experiences openly, he helped shift the conversation away from judgment and toward understanding the pressures faced by public figures who live most of their lives on camera. Jocelyn Wildenstein, a life shaped by myth and media attention. Jocelyn Wildenstein's story is one of the most widely discussed and misunderstood narratives in modern pop culture. For decades, her name has been associated with dramatic headlines, speculative commentary, and exaggerated media narratives that often overshadowed her personal experiences and private life. Known for her presence in high society circles and her long-standing visibility in the public eye, Jocelyn has repeatedly addressed the misconceptions surrounding her appearance, challenging the stories that have followed her for years. The media's fascination with her look became a symbol of how sensationalized beauty narratives can become, turning an individual into a character rather than recognizing the full person behind the image. Her life speaks to the broader issue of how quickly society can shape and misrepresent someone's identity when they become a fixture in public conversation. Jocelyn's resilience in the face of decades of scrutiny is a testament to the strength required to remain visible in a world that often reduces people to appearance alone. The Bogdanov brothers: creativity, curiosity, and a public dialogue. Igor and Grichka Bogdanov were more than television personalities. They were cultural figures whose contributions to science fiction and intellectual exploration left a unique mark on European media. Their appearance became widely discussed in the 2000s, not because of confirmed statements from the brothers themselves, but because of public curiosity that quickly transformed into global conversation. They often deflected speculation with humor, focusing instead on their creative work, scientific ideas, and philosophical interests. Their story highlights how public perception can sometimes eclipse a person's accomplishments, turning their identity into a visual narrative rather than acknowledging their talents. Despite the conversations surrounding them, the Bogdanov brothers embraced their individuality and remained committed to their passions, offering a reminder that people's stories are always deeper than the labels placed upon them by tabloids or online speculation. Mickey Rourke: healing, identity, and the weight of public scrutiny. Mickey Rourke's life and career reflect a complex, deeply human journey filled with reinvention, passion, pain, and resilience. Known originally for his striking on-screen presence and magnetic performances, Mickey later stepped away from Hollywood to pursue professional boxing, a decision that brought both fulfillment and physical challenges. He has openly discussed the injuries he sustained during that period and the reconstructive procedures that followed, an experience he approached with honesty and vulnerability. Mickey never shied away from acknowledging the emotional weight of those years, expressing regret over certain decisions while also emphasizing the importance of self-forgiveness. His comeback performance in The Wrestler reminded audiences worldwide that true artistry is not defined by appearance, but by the depth of a person's talent and the courage it takes to show raw humanity on screen. Mickey's openness provides insight into how deeply intertwined personal history, trauma, and self-image can become, especially under the relentless gaze of fame. Courtney Cox: rediscovering authenticity in a high-pressure world. Courtney Cox, beloved by millions for her role as Monica Geller on Friends, has been refreshingly honest about her experiences with aesthetic treatments and the emotional journey that came with them. In the years following the iconic sitcom, Courtney felt the pressure many actors experience, the expectation to look unchanged despite the natural passage of time. As treatments became more accessible and normalized in Hollywood, she found herself trying to maintain an appearance that matched public memory rather than her own evolving identity. Eventually, she realized that the changes no longer felt true to who she was. In interviews, Courtney spoke about dissolving her fillers and reconnecting with her natural features, a decision rooted not in regret, but in the desire to feel authentic again. Her story resonates because it reflects something many people struggle with privately: the challenge of balancing self-expression with self-acceptance. Courtney's courage in discussing her journey has helped shift the cultural conversation toward embracing aging as a natural, beautiful, and deeply human experience. Priscilla Presley. A journey marked by resilience and reinvention. Priscilla Presley has spent her entire adult life in the public eye, first as a young woman navigating global fame, and later as an entrepreneur, actress, and cultural icon. Her beauty has been admired for decades, but her experiences have also included challenges she has openly discussed over the years. Priscilla faced a well-documented incident involving an unlicensed practitioner in the early 2000s, an ordeal that was widely reported in legitimate news outlets, and one she addressed through legal action and corrective procedures. Beyond that, much of what is written about her appearance is speculative, but what remains undeniably true is her strength in navigating a deeply personal experience while still maintaining her composure as a public figure. Her story serves as a reminder that even those who seem untouchably glamorous are vulnerable to the same risks, fears, and difficult decisions that countless people face when seeking aesthetic care. Priscilla continues to be admired not only for her legacy, but for her resilience in the face of challenges that would have overwhelmed many. Lil' Kim. Expression, identity, and the impact of public pressure. Lil' Kim's influence on music, fashion, and culture is undeniable, and her journey through self-expression reflects both her artistic boldness and the pressures she has faced since rising to fame at a young age. Over the years, her evolving appearance has sparked constant public discussion, much of it invasive and speculative. But Kim herself has spoken about how personal experiences, emotional challenges, and public criticism shaped her sense of self-image. In interviews, she addressed how the harsh scrutiny she endured early in her career affected her confidence, revealing a side of fame that often remains hidden behind the glamour. Rather than focusing on speculation, it is more important to understand the emotional landscape behind her evolution. Lil' Kim's story is one of creativity, vulnerability, strength, and survival in an industry that can be both empowering and unforgiving. Through every chapter of her career, she has remained a trailblazer who continues to influence new generations of artists and fans. What these stories tell us about beauty, fame, and humanity. When we look at the experiences of these well-known figures, a clear pattern emerges. Beauty in Hollywood is not merely about appearance. It is about expectation, pressure, identity, and survival in an image-centered world. These stories are not cautionary tales or opportunities for judgment. They are reflections of the complicated relationship between self-image and public life. Each person's journey serves as a reminder that celebrities are human beings with insecurities, challenges, and emotions no different from anyone else's. They face the same fears of aging, the same desire to feel confident, and the same longing to be understood beyond their physical appearance. What makes their experiences unique is the scale of the spotlight and the intensity of public attention, which can turn personal decisions into global conversations. Ultimately, These stories reveal not the dangers of beauty, but the importance of compassion toward others and toward ourselves. Conclusion: choosing kindness in a world obsessed with appearances. As we close this documentary, the message becomes clear. Beauty, at its core, is personal. It evolves, changes, and reflects our inner lives in ways that the outside world may never fully understand. Celebrities may appear larger than life, but their experiences remind us that the pressures surrounding appearance can affect anyone, especially in a society flooded with images, ideals, and expectations. By approaching these stories with empathy rather than judgment, we allow room for a more honest and humane conversation about aging, identity, and the desire to feel comfortable in our own skin. So as you reflect on everything you've heard today, remember that the most powerful form of beauty is authenticity, and that embracing who we truly are is the real path to confidence. Thank you for watching. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content that goes beyond the surface and explores the human stories behind the headlines.